So I'm currently in the kitchen cooking dinner, and Grandma has a message. Why this happened while I was cooking, I don't know, but hopefully you guys will be able to relate to this message. If you're not able to relate to this message, then I just ask you to bypass this message and maybe check out some other things on my channel. But as I was cooking, I began to feel other presence and see other presence of older women. And they were saying how my granddaughter does the same thing. You put a little bit too much, you know, and she does that too. How you try to make her meal, but you put just a little bit too much seasoning than she will put. She says that you always have a problem with cleaning up as you go. When she would cook, she would have, while she had her food cooking, she was washing the dishes. And she says you don't do that. And she says you tire yourself out a lot because you don't clean as you go, as she calls it. This grandma, like, it's weird because I can see it so vividly, but I can see her with her long towel in her hands. And for some, she would wear an apron. But for some of you, I feel like, and I see this grandma with this long towel. And not like a towel that you would use to shower, nothing like that. But this towel that she uses to fold over to place her hot foods on, because of the kitchen space. You know what I'm saying? And with her having all those pots on the stove, you know, she has this long towel. She's sitting it on the counter, and she's placing her pies, her cakes, and even some food items there. And I feel like some of you may be able to relate to that. Why she showed me that, why they showed me that, I don't know. I also got visions of someone, a little girl, tugging at her grandma's dress while her grandmother is cooking, because she sees grandma tasting the food, and she's like, Grandma, I want to taste some food too. And grandma like, I'm just trying to make sure, you know, that it tastes right, but it's missing something. And you're asking her, how do you know that it's missing something? And I see so vividly you now in the kitchen actually understanding what that means when you're cooking and you're tasting the food. You get what I'm saying? Where now you know exactly what it is that food is missing. You know, I feel like some of you feel your grandmother's presence when you're cooking. I feel like some of you may hear certain noises, feel that little cold draft when you're cooking. You may even be checking around you, looking behind you, looking around, walking out of the kitchen, looking at other areas of the house, because you feel something. And she wants you to know that it's her. You know, she's never left. She's always been there. But she's around you a lot when she's cooking. She's the one that's guiding you through those meals, because you, just like her, when you cook, you make your meals through love. Even if something upset you that day, or earlier that evening, afternoon, whatever it was, that morning, when you cook, it's like all of that pain goes away, and it brings you into those sweet memories of your grandmother. For some of you, this was your mother who had passed, okay? And you used to watch your mother. You used to literally sit in the kitchen, ask all of these questions, you know. And for your mom, cooking was her outlet. it was her release. Sometimes she was so busy, sometimes she was even upset, but she still made sure that she cooked that meal for you. You know what I'm saying? For those of you who is your mother was going through a lot. Like, there were so many things that she was going through that she didn't want to speak on to you because she didn't want to bother you with that. She didn't want you to feel that type of pain. So when you caught your mom crying and she hurried up and wiped her tears, you know, or blamed it that it was some other reason other than what was really going on, it was because she didn't want you to experience the pain. She didn't want you to dislike the people who were hurting her. She didn't want you to feel, in other words, what she was feeling. And this is something that she learned from her own mother, because for some of you, her mother wouldn't do it to her. And for some of you, your mother saw what her mother went through and she didn't want you to go through that. And your mother knew that she was breaking curses. She knew she was breaking generational curses just in the way that she was raising you. And for some of you, your mother is saying that she may not have been the best mother, you know, but she was learning. And through her watching you with your kids and how you talk to them, she's learning even more how to be a better mother and a better person. And that if she's given the chance to be reincarnated, she is going to make good on that promise and be a better person. Your mother and your grandmother are very proud of you. And I also hear grandfather too. They're very proud of you. You know, they know that you cry in secret. They know that you hold things in. They know that there are a lot of things that you're going through. And like I said at the top of this message, if you have not lost a mother, a father, a grandmother, a grandfather, this message is not for you. It is only for people who have lost someone. Okay? Your loved ones do want you to know that whatever it is, whatever storm this is that you're going through, you're going to get through it. Okay? You're going to get through it. But this situation is only temporary, y'all. I promise you, it's only temporary. You have to go through this storm for a reason. For some of you, you may not be going through a storm. For some of you, you may be going through a storm, but it's only temporary. It's not something that's gonna last. It's only temporary, y'all. Like, it's not even a punishment. It's just more so that there's something good. Like, if you've been watching my readings, or even if you haven't, I would suggest that you guys watch my readings, because something spectacular is literally happening. And I wish you guys could see it, but the divine is basically throwing you guys this lifeline. Even those of you who come across videos like this who don't have hope, I'm telling you, look at the videos in the description box. For those of you who are really going through something, I know that you'll be able to relate. I know that they will resonate with you. If you came across this video, if you came across this message, it's for you. You know, it's for you. And everyone hasn't lost a loved one, but for those who have, it's a unspeakable pain. It's a very unspeakable pain. And the reason why I started doing these videos is because I remember what I felt like it happened yesterday when my parents who raised me passed. And I couldn't do those messages back then because I was too tore up. Like, even now, my dad who took care of me, he passed in 2006. My mom who took care of me, she passed in 2012. So they were 6 years apart in their passing. He passed January 23rd. She passed February 15th. You know, in the years that I told you guys, 2006 and 2012. And they had been married for over 50 years. Okay, so that took a lot. It takes a lot for me to come on here and to be able to give you guys these messages, because the messages are so sensitive and they're so heavy. But I just want to give you guys hope that whatever it is that you're going through, even if it's just you grieving and you're not going through anything, you're going to get through it. And I promise you, I know you don't know me from a can of paint, but I promise you, you are not alone. Okay? I watch how you guys talk in the comments to each other, how you guys uplift each other. I love that. I light candles for you guys because I know how it feels to lose someone that is so close to you, that is so dear to you, somebody who only sticks up for you. And like I said, for some of these people who come across these videos, they get very nasty in the comments. And they're like, oh, my grandma was a horrible woman, or my mother was a horrible woman. These videos are not for you guys. They're for the people who are actually grieving their loved ones who they didn't have a problem with. Okay? But just know, if those people were very negative and toxic to you, what I do want to say to you is, please believe they will have to deal with the divine on how they treated you. But I ask you not to let what they did to you hurt you and stop you from becoming who you were sent here to be. There are a lot of people on this earth who try to dim you guys' light, but I need you guys to shine anyway. I hope this message brings you guys some clarity, peace, love, and abundance to everyone who sees this. I love all of you. See you in my next video.